We all watched history unfold in Washington yesterday. The Senate confirming Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the United States Supreme Court, making her the 116th justice. Only 5 women before her out of that group. She is now the first black woman to sit on the nation's highest court. And there was someone who called yesterday a mountain of joy. And there he is, the senator from New Jersey, Cory Booker. Welcome back to the program. We watched it on TV, Senator. I wonder if you can give me an idea, a feel for what it was like in that chamber for such a historic moment for this country.
You know, I can tell you could feel the energy as we waited for the last vote to be cast, and then the first ever black woman vice president to call the tally, and then the place erupted. And I talked to people who've been there a decade or more longer than me, who work there, and they said they've never heard that kind of energy in the chamber. In fact, there's rules against that kind of outburst, but nothing could have stopped it. It was an explosion of joy, and you know, I got a little verklempt, I have to say. I got choked up.
It's okay to do that, man. I've been known to cry a time or two myself. Let me ask you here something you said about the process, though, that we watched yesterday. There was celebration in there, but you talked about black women and Judge Jackson having to endure the absurdities of disrespect that we saw Judge Jackson endure through the entire process. Now that process is over. What do you think the American people or hope they'll take away from this entire process we watch play out?
I think what's going to shine is not their disrespect. I think she's going to shine, and that's why this week I've been saying a lot, the Maya Angelou poem that resonates with a lot of people. You may try to write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may try to trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I rise. And she is now rising to the highest court in our land, and it's a day of glory for the whole nation. And
Senator, you said most of your colleagues did comport themselves in the right way, as you would say. But you yourself, during Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings, you come back and said you made a mistake. Because you used a phrase maybe you said you shouldn't have used when you said it was complicit in evil if you vote for Kavanaugh. Now that kind of language, and some might say, well, this is after the fact and convenient, but he wasn't, you know, he wasn't at the time saying the right things. You weren't saying at the time you made a mistake. So what have you learned now? Are you hoping maybe some of your fellow colleagues will learn going forward?
Yeah, let's just say in the hearing room, I conducted myself well. This was a group of ministers, and I was quoting a Bible verse that had the word evil in it, and I realized afterwards that could be interpreted in the wrong way. And when you are in a position as a United States Senator, I learned this back when I was a mayor, when you put yourself out there as a leader, you should mind your language. Language has incredible power, but we have got to get out in this country of the way we condemn each other. We have contempt for each other. And that makes for an impossibility for us to build an even greater nation. The biggest threat to this country, I think, and I try every day to evidence this in how I work across the aisle, because I think the biggest threat to this country is how we are tearing each other down. You can't build a country up if you're too busy tearing other Americans down.
Mitt Romney, who did vote to confirm, him standing there as a lone Republican senator applauding as his fellow Republicans filed out of the room when this history was made. And I guess I'm asking you to do a little commentary here of what that image spoke to you at the time. Just politics as usual?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to look down on my colleagues for voting against somebody they had principal disagreements with. I voted against Kavanaugh. I voted against Judge Gorsuch. But what I will say is that I know what Mitt Romney is experiencing from the Republican Party right now. There's an extraordinary backlash against him making a principled decision, because it's an evidence of the tribalism of which we live in, where it's not about analyzing the substance of something, it's about staying with your tribe no matter what. And if you don't, there's going to be sanctions for that. And so for Mitt Romney not only to vote his conscience on this one, but to stand up and feel the joy of the moment, I want to celebrate him. And this is what you should remember. I know there's a lot of folks on my side of the aisle that are remembering when we were demonizing him. I remember the stories when he ran for office. And this is why that John McCain moment where he was at a town hall and somebody was demonizing and lying on our president, Barack Barack Obama, and he took the microphone back and said, no, I disagree with the man, but you can't condemn him that way. That's the kind of honor that Mitt Romney just showed, that John McCain just showed, and that all of us, more of us, have to show in this country if we're going to heal and continue to climb the mountain.
And you know what? That's a good note to end on, and you're right. Everybody remembers that moment, and maybe there are probably more moments like that out there than we realize, and maybe we just don't highlight them enough. But I'm glad you brought that one up. So, Senator, we appreciate you. Always good to have you here on the show. And let's discuss Casual Fridays next time, because we did not.
Yes.
You got me here in a tie.
And we got to discuss you just liberating your scalp, man. Let the hair go. What are you afraid of? What are you hiding up there, man? Let it go. Let's have some transparency in the news business.
Wow, I've never heard it referred to as scalp liberation. That's what it is now. All right, Senator Booker, always good to see you, my brother. We'll see you soon. Have a good weekend, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.